local residents, we're really upset about the destruction of our gardens. And we're so happy to have this help to come and help us now, because for a few years, people didn't know too much about HS2, but now people are understanding and they're realising it's really important to save
Thanks to the
nature.
internet more than the TV.
Yes, oh absolutely.
Yeah.
And these guys are doing a marvellous job. I just feel what's actually happening with them taking away the covers from the tree houses, that's not good. Last night it rained so much.
And they took them away last night?
They took away from the first two, the furthest away platform. They took them away yesterday afternoon. They threw everything off the ground, onto the ground. The covers, their blankets, their food, their water. They refused to let us give them any more water or food, and it rained all night. I mean, it's just not right. It can kill a person, that sort of thing.
Of course it could in these conditions,
rights.
man. This is totally wrong.
It's against human rights.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, we're very upset about the whole thing, but I'm hoping they're going to hold out a few more days.
Yeah.
Wait 2 seconds.
Pardon?
I said I'll sit down in 2 seconds. This is... Hi there.
Hi there. I'm here because there has been quite a few breaches of human rights from the NET, which is the National Evictions Team, by the Met Police and HS2, who have decided to continue with their development even though we're in a pandemic. They're allowed to be here. There's like 50, 60 people just to work. That is their excuse, but protesters cannot be here to protect what is most important for us, which is the clean air that these trees are providing us, especially in a pandemic that we're experiencing right now. Clean air is directly connected. You know, if we have a lot of air pollution, COVID can spread so much faster. So we need to protect our mature trees.
They deprived them of water and food last night, didn't they? And shelter?
Just a little bit, and now they keep going back on their promises. They say we're going to give you food and water, we're going to allow you to sleep, but instead they're not. They're going back on their promises, and they keep doing it. Right now we have the protesters in the tunnel, really sleep deprived. This is a serious allegation. Like, this is torture.
Of course,
sleep
like torture. It is, yes.
And it has been very tricky. The police has been enforcing the COVID regulations, but protesters are still coming down to show support. So if you're watching this and you can, please do come down for your daily exercise, just to show your support. We cannot allow the climate emergency to continue because of developments like this.
Exactly.
We don't need HS2. We need to preserve all mature trees, now and today.
Are the guys still down the tunnel?
Huh?
Are the guys still in the tunnel?
I'm not sure. I'm not the one dealing with that.
Okay. How long do you reckon before you clear it?
Can't hear you.
Hey?
Can't hear you.
I said, how long do you think before you can clear it?
I have no idea. I honestly don't.
We're now here to speak to you about COVID legislation, because as I said, they're not going to be removing any more spread out at the moment. No, we're going to be spread out now. So, we need to move in the area. We need to move in the area because, as I've been saying, COVID legislation is being breached. Do you remember the press, sir? You haven't got a press card?
I haven't got a press card with me. I haven't got one with me.
Okay, well it's up to you to kind of prove to me that you're here for a legitimate reason. So obviously there are legitimate reasons, such as exercise, going out for a weekly shop. I don't think people are here for a weekly shop. There's not going to be anything happening really overnight.
Okay.
So I'm asking people in the first instance if they can kind of move. I'd appreciate it. Yeah?
No worries.
Now they've decided that they're going to disperse us under COVID legislation.
I knew that was going to be.
So although they won't say that protest is banned, they're banning protest. I've said I will keep my 2 metre distance. We will do all the diligent things as we're asked. We will diligently. We are wearing face coverings outside, even though we're not required to wear face coverings outside. But we're being diligent. We're keeping our distance. So until the police tell me that the protest has been banned, we can remain as long as we keep our social distance and we remain wearing our masks, as I believe the courts will.
Tell us what you think about this.
Oh, hello, John. Well, it seems strange to me that we're supposed to all be totally distant from each other, and that they let 100 bailiffs or 100 agency people employed by bailiffs turn up on a little site to clear it out. You know, it's one rule for them, one rule for
Oh, come on.
Is this going to be a ballot?
Yeah.
I got so lost, bitches.
How do you manage to get down? You know how big your match
Yeah, I did it for me. It's the thing that I think of most is just like how much money this is costing, which is always like really. There's so many obviously atrocities, but it's 106 billion pounds apparently it's going to cost
At the moment.
and you know, like our NHS is collapsing. We're in a global pandemic. Yeah, we just passed 100,000 deaths.
Exactly.
I mean, I think
And this
it's
is getting the go-ahead.
What's that?
This is getting the go-ahead. No
Yeah,
problem.
no, this is
yeah,
getting
yeah,
the
of
go-ahead,
course.
exactly, and that's what he's. I mean, that's who we've chosen to lead us, and that's sad. I don't think he's a true reflection of the majority of
I
people that
wouldn't
live in
think
this
so.
country.
Would
So
not.
his 106 billion is all gone to his mates. It's all gone to private contractors. You can look up who have been given the go-ahead. And it's just like it's just there for everyone to be seen. There's no conspiracy. There's
It's just
no
facts.
like. It's just exactly. It's just
Yeah.
the facts. So that's what then. And then like, yeah, we're in a global and ecological emergency. We need as many trees as possible. We need.
And they cut these down.
they're cutting these down.
And they're doing the same at Highbury Corner.
Exactly. So, and they're just doing it. They're doing it in plain sight. And these amazing people
I know.
are trying to stop that from happening.
But there's nobody here supporting them.
And they can't do it by themselves.
Of course I can't.
We need as many people like this doing this as we can. So obviously, like not everyone could come down to here. You know, not everyone's able to do that, and it's completely fair enough. These people are able to do it. Good on them for doing it. But like, you know, there's multiple other ways that we can actually prevent this from happening. You know, lobbying, bringing up our MPs, emailing our MPs. You know, they work for us. They just do what they're told, basically.
No, they don't.
Well, they don't. Well, if enough people challenge them and question them, you know, that's it. They say, and then we've got to try and stop this from happening.
My name's Denise Baker. I've been with Stop HS2 campaign since last year. I'm a documentary photographer. I'm doing a project on the HS2 campaign that's a personal project, but also, you know, for educational purposes, because I'm committed to it. HS2 is the most expensive railway project in the world, which is ridiculous. It's going to cost in excess of £120 billion.
At the moment.
At the moment, yeah. And it's expected to go over budget and over time because, you know, it's a ridiculously complicated project that involves drilling through the Chilterns The Chilterns Water Company has said that they're probably going to run out of water for the general population, that they
I've seen
can't
something
supply the
about
amount
that.
of water that's needed for the project. They're displacing so many people from their homes that are not being recompensed adequately. They're taking, family homes. They're people that their homes are being destroyed, and they're not being given a choice. Really, they're being bullied out of their homes.
Yeah, they're just being got a price, get out.
Yeah,
That's it,
so
isn't
initially they're given a choice of selling up and getting a market price, and if they refuse to sell their family home, it's a compulsory purchase.
Yeah.
They're doing land grabs, so they're kind of encroaching on people's private land with
Of
their
course,
fencing, and they're
yeah.
claiming it's HS2 land, and they have no legal right to own it. They still don't own 25% of the land they need to complete the project. I mean, that seems crazy to me, that you're going to start a project when you
Without
don't even
owning
own
the land.
all the
Yes,
land
yes.
that you need to
Yeah.
complete it. I think the only detour they've made from this straight line is around one of their mates' golf courses.
That goes without
They-
saying, isn't it?
Yeah, like the number of protected woodlands, wildlife, kind of caging up badger sets so that they die or have to,
Yeah, have to move on.
they're not, there's options they could have. They could negotiate, they could relocate. Negotiation.
Yeah.
With Euston Square, it's not just the HS2 project. This is a whole different argument in that this is a London green space. London green spaces are dwindling, and they should be being protected. I mean, when I worked at Tavistock Square, I used to come and sit here.
Of course,
and have my lunch.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
walked through here every day when I went to work.
It was quite a nice place, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you're waiting for a train, you can sit in the
come out.
park.
Yeah.
So, and all this is being cleared to make a temporary car park.
Yes.
No,
for
sorry, a
taxis.
temporary taxi rank. Which after this, what's going to happen after this? It's just going to be sold as a brownfield site.
Yeah, of course.
And some property developer's going to go and buy it.
Oh yeah, make a Ford build.
Yeah. And they're going to take away all these mature trees. I heard one of the NET, the National Eviction Team, basically said to me, you should be concentrating on those that are destroying the Amazon rainforest, because that's the biggest problem with climate change. It's the Amazon. And it's like, no, it's all trees, and and I said the Amazon's being cleared for beef farming and stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe you should consider giving up meat. He went, oh, well, I do my bit for the planet because I'm a vegan. And it's like,
Hey!
well done you. You're a vegan, but
He's a
you're
vegan.
facilitating ecocide.
Yeah, of course, yes.
So this is what it is, ecocide.
You can either have your right to protest or the right to food and rest. They say it's fine, you can pick any time. Dignity or safety, speech or privacy. UK 98 human rights are great. Afterwards we may compensate, because they ignored them on the day. The police are here to facilitate for their bosses' super rich mates. Rights are things you can argue on your day in court. Come the claims from the officer paid to uphold the law.
Yeah, no, I reckon a month is would be amazing.
Would they be able to survive that long in the tunnels?
Oh yeah.
Really? But keep it up and sit where you don't.
Yeah, no, they've got enough food and water to last longer than a month. It will be the bailiffs reaching them rather than them coming out. Yeah, but I mean, they've only just got to the bottom of the down shaft, so they've got a long way to go from there.
I know.
So yeah, no, it's everything couldn't have gone better really. So yeah, all very happy about things going. No one's been seriously hurt, which is always good. Like, people's safety's priority.
I mean, have they manhandled the people and stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean they manhandled me. They manhandle you, but they haven't. I think in this site, because it's so public, they've been well behaved. Obviously they're allowed to use force to evict you. Usually they use excessive force. They've been pretty well behaved so far. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, as long as everybody's safe and yeah, we're doing our bit. It's all okay, really.
That's great.
What are you going to tell your children you did today? You lot, what are you going to tell your children you did today? You stood looking quite hard, making sure some bloke could cut a tree down. Daddy, what did you do today for the people? What did you do for the world? Well, I'll hang out with about 50 other people, looking like really hard and important, so that one of them can go on and risk his well-being in life so he can cut down some hippies, mate. Not bad work, I suppose. I'm sure that all of you people, you must be, as you stand here pondering for a moment on what on earth is actually going on. I mean, how did they manage to get Grant Shapps to agree in a time of a pandemic when the last thing on people's minds is to get to Birmingham in less than an hour? Personally, I wouldn't want to go to Birmingham in 5 hours. I'd rather it took a few days to get to Birmingham. How did on earth did Grant Shapps agree to this carrying on? I wonder if he got anything round the back end. And you guys, you must be wondering what on earth you're doing here, the police. What on earth are you doing here, police officers, eh? You protecting the people? Or are you protecting the people with money? Eh? And all you lot hanging around here, what are you doing here? Are you protecting the people? Or are you protecting the people with money? The corporation? What are you? Are you protecting the trees? Or are you protecting the money of the people with the corporation who pay your wages? Go on, which one is it? Which one is it? Are you protecting the people, us, the people, the trees, the environment? Or are you protecting the people who've got billions of pounds? What's that doing to me? Oh, thank you very much.
To try to stop the crime that is HS2. They started by deceiving Parliament, and they made a plan that would squeeze through, and they got a professional liar in Lord Minus to help them. They are now paying him some exorbitant sum.
Could imagine with that kind of money they can afford it, can't they?
Yes, and I've watched them trip ancient oaks now too many times, and they don't use it for timber, so that it would be actually a carbon sink. There's nothing useful about the whole project.
Of course.
And it's clearly designed to steal the money from our children. And that is a crime.
Of course it is a crime.
And besides all the wildlife crimes and the 100+ ancient woodlands and all that stuff, stealing our children's money, I think, is criminal. And I'm determined that every day before I die, I'm going to work towards those guys going to prison. Where they need to be. They need to be in prison for a very long time. Because what they're doing here is awful. Just the same way as everywhere else they touch. They're just about to do some of the other camps further out.
Oh yeah, I could imagine, yes.
And where people are watching them in a situation like this, they behave themselves quite well. But the net, some of them are right thugs and take advantage of their Nazi uniforms.
Bailiffs and stuff.
I mean, here they're very well behaved.
Yeah,
Salt miners in the woods.
Yeah.
Everything is saying.
Yep. Yeah. Well, what more can you say except they're bastards. And we've got to get rid of them.